Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Designs, and I am your boy Lulua Mark. This is the second part of our project we started, and looking at this is where we left the project. If you look at the 3D, you'll be able to see something like this. We managed to have the floors, the floors on both levels. That's the ground and the first level. So today we are looking at how to create the wall openings, maybe floors and the roof. If we can achieve that in this video, well and good. So not waste a lot of time, let's dive into the project. And when you look at this image, you realize the wall openings we have here. We have slit windows, there is curtain wall, slit windows, then large doors. So that's what we are going to achieve. Let's see how to do this. So for you to get these components, the doors and the windows, you can download for Revit. You can download this from websites like Beam Objects. There's Beam Objects, there's Revit Library. There's one website called isatis.beam. They also have components, but you can basically search for Revit files or Revit components. They will be able to give you the websites that have these components. But for me, I already have them. So all you do is, if you want a door, for example, I'll just come to architecture, I'll look for door, I'll click on the door, and then it will open for us an interface like this. Though Revit has these generic doors, but I usually don't use them at all. These are basically wooden doors which are so basic that it can't make your product nice. So the best ones are downloaded. So I'll just come to this load family. After selecting a door, I'll click load family, then it will load for me the families of the components I have. Usually you create a folder where you keep the Revit libraries. When I go to my computer, I should see my Revit libraries here. So these are the libraries I have. You can see I have my doors here. So I can simply select one, just like that. After selecting, you just click OK, or you click open here. It will load this component into the project, and then of course it will load it to Revit, and then from Revit you can load it into project. That is the process. But of course, if you think you want to go and search for them manually from your libraries in the computer, you can also go there and you double click on it. It will ask you to upgrade. You will basically upgrade, and it will also load it into Revit. From there you can again load it into project. So this one is taking some small time here because the computer is not fast enough, but we shall achieve what we want to achieve. Let's wait a little bit as it loads. These are heavy files. Three beam objects are heavy files. Now it has loaded it into project. You can see the cursor has changed. Here the cursor can only detect a wall because it is a wall component. It's a wall opening. So when I touch a wall, you see it will place it where you want to have it, just like that. It will place the door. Now I can, if I go to this level 2, level 1, first of all, let me just, you can use these arrows to flip. You can flip like this, it will flip inside. You can flip like this, it flips. So anywhere you want it, because when these things are inside, it means that the door is open. From it opens outside, it swings outside. When these things are outside, it means the door swings inside. Now when we go to 3D, you should be able to see our door like this. See that? Now I can select this wall, this door which is already active. You come to this edit type. You can decide to edit and give it something bigger. First of all, we are going to increase the height. The height is going to be, let's say, 2.490. Then the width is 3 meters, I think it's okay. Let's first apply that, and apply this. Now the width, the height has changed, the height has increased. So we need this door also up here. Basically this one here is going to be a design up, because if you look at this, let's see the design itself. Yeah, we need a door here. So we're going to copy this door and paste it up here. I don't know if you still remember how to copy things to the next level. You just select it, you go to copy. The shortcut is it has Ctrl plus C, then Ctrl plus insert. So when you copy that, you come to this paste, you click on the drop down, you say align to selected levels, then it will show for you the levels where you want this wall to go, this door to go. So we want to take it to the first level, we just click OK. It will align it perfectly. You see here how it has aligned it perfectly. So that is what you can do. Let's see here, you see that part here, that's what we have achieved. Let's assume this, let's first come here. Let's assume this door is even bigger. So we shall click on it, we come to edit type, we shall make this, let's say 4 meters, and see what we can get. It's crazy, but yeah, for design sometimes you need to be crazy if you want to have a nice design, because your designs will not be basic. So when you come to the 3D now, you'll see the door is extremely big, and these are 4 meters door with a height of 2.5. Let's see, let me click here, yeah, with the head height of 2.5. So yeah, that is how you can place a door. I think they look nice here like this. The next thing we want is I think for us to create, I think we can create this curtain wall. Now there's something we are going to do to create this curtain wall. As it is going to affect what we have already done. That means we are going to delete this wall, then we make this other wall to go all the way up. Now we can simply delete this wall. Of course it will delete, it has left the door there. When I bring on this, I can say this wall should have a height of 7 meters, just like that. So now you see this wall now comes from down all the way to the top where the walls are supposed to end. So like this we can now play around with the curtain wall. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, the curtain wall is here. We shall simply do something. We come here, you select the wall, you come to this temporary height, you go to isolate elements. From here you can now split. I'll go to the split tool. The split tool is up here. The shortcut is SL. You click on it, then you come here, it can show you the measurements or the distance. Let's say around here, around there, 5 meters away. Then this side can say we're going to do 2 this side, let's do around 1.4 there. Then down here we can just split, let's say 200, just like that. I'll cancel and cancel. Then you can select this one, I think we need to also split up here a little bit, so I'll come to split again. I'll come here and split around there. It has not worked. It has just split around here. Now it has worked. So you will select this one here that has been created. So you come to the wall properties, you drop down this, you go to this curtain wall. There's the curtain wall, there's exterior glazing and the storefront. We shall select curtain wall because we want to create our own custom curtain wall. Now from here, let me see what they have. They have only one grid and then these ones. So we shall come to architecture, and then we go to curtain grid, click on curtain grid. We shall have one grid in the middle like that, then we shall have 3 grids on this side here, and I guess another one should be there. These grids, you can actually measure them, you can change their measurements. For example, if I click here, I can write something here. If I click here, I can write something here. For example, this is 1.7. I can also decide to have this 1.7, just like that. So it will give us some perfect design. After creating the grids, you come to this mullion. If you don't see it, you come to architecture, you go to mullion, then you look for this all grid lines, you select it, you come and click on any of the grid lines, it will create the grid like that. So now from here you can simply come to this temporary height, you click on it, you go to reset temporary height stroke isolate. It will bring us back to this part, and now we have created our curtain wall here, just like that. I'm sure this, you see that part there, you may not see it as black, but this design is rendered, so when you are rendering, it can give you the type of glass you want to have in your project, but ours is not rendered, so it will give us the glass that Revit can give us. So it will always be this transparent glass that is looking a little bit light and white. So yeah, that should be for this part, and I guess we shall now need windows. Yeah, I see windows here on this side. Actually, you're supposed to have windows on all sides, on every door, or I mean every wall should be able to have an opening, either window or a door. So we shall have a window here, and there. And the kind of windows we are going to have, I see here these people have slit windows. I see they do have slit windows, yeah. So that's what we shall also have. Now I am going to simply come to architecture. I'll click on windows, then I'll come to load family, then I'll look for slit windows, window that only has one panel. This one has one. Which other one has one? There's also this window here, which also has one. I guess I will likely go with that, with this one here. Let's try and open it into Revit, and it loads into project. So for window, I see it has loaded very fast. I'll have one here, I'll have another one here, just like that. Let's see what we have this side. So now these windows, we shall try to expand. We shall try and expand them. You can, after selecting, you come to edit type. I'm going to increase their height. So the height is here, this width. So the height, let's say we are going with 2.2 meters. Then the width should be, let's say, 2.3. just like that. Apply. Okay, now that is fine. So I'm going to select both with control. You click on control on your keyboard and you select multiple elements. I'll copy here, then I will come to the paste. I drop it down. I go to align to selected levels, and the level is first level. When I click OK, it will perfectly align them where they are supposed to be. So when I click on this, after holding control, I make sure the head height is 2.5. That's because the door head height is also 2.5. You select those two. You also change here the head height to 2.5. The head height is in the properties. So yeah, just like that. Now we have this side sorted with windows. Let's see in the design. I think yeah, they have something like that. Now we can't know what is in the behind side, but what I believe is we shall use our rooms to judge or determine what we want to achieve. Since these sides all have in different rooms, we have here 3 rooms. These spaces were working for 3 rooms. They all needed windows. So I'll select one window. I'll come to this create similar. Then I can simply start placing. I'll place here one. This one will work for the living room. I'll place another one here. This one will work for the dining. I'll place one here. This one will work for the kitchen. I guess another one can be here. The kitchen is supposed to have an escape route, but I think we have not considered that here yet. So we now have this, and of course I will select this. I'll hold on control, select this, then control select, then you change their head height to 2.5. Then you copy from clipboard, you drop down the paste, you go to align to selected levels, you select the first level, you click OK. It should be able to align them perfectly to the top level. So I think that should work for us for our openings. In the ideal situation, this part should also have its window. I don't see it there because probably this part here is not a, a room of its own. Maybe it has a connection to this room, but in an ideal design, every room should have an opening so that they can have access to natural light. That should be for every modern design. Make sure all your designs should have every room should have access to natural light. So I'll bring this one a little bit this side, then I can just copy. I can create similar, I put there like that. We shall now ignore. However, if we want to achieve this design as it is, I don't know why these ones are not aligned perfectly. Let me see. Now you realize these ones are not properly aligned, but of course you can align this easily with the align tool. So what I'll do, I'll simply click on modify. I'll come to align. Align is AL. If I think the best thing we are going to do is to highlight this. I'll select this. I don't know if they have been selected. So I think we messed up our alignment around this side. Maybe if this is the position where we want these ones to be, I can simply delete these ones up. Then I'll select these two. I'll copy to clipboard. Then I'll come and paste to selected levels. I'll paste like that to take it up. So just like that. Now we have created all our openings. Now what we need to do is to create a flow. We need to create a flow for these openings. Not really for the openings, but now for the house we need to create a flow. So that's what we're going to do. I remember telling you in the first video, creating a flow is similar to creating a wall. The process is almost the same. So you go to architecture. This time you are going to flow. You go to flow architecture. Then you come to edit type. You go to duplicate. You rename it. You can say this is going to be my ground slab. You can say ground slab. You say okay. Then you go to the structure. You edit it from this edit button. Here it will give you a structure that is 150 millimeters, and we're going to leave it like that. You come to the material, you click here, so you'll be able to create a new material for it. So I will say here you create a new material. I'll right click and rename it to ground slab. Then from here I'll ignore the graphics. I'll come to appearance. We go to this asset browser, you load it. Then here you can say maybe flow. You just look for flow. It will give you the materials for creating flows, especially tiles. So you just select any kind of tile you want from these. There's carpet. We have all sorts of things. There are tiles. When you are rendering, you can also find terrazzo. There's tile and terrazzo. So I'm going to go with that. I'll click on apply. I'll say okay. Then here okay, apply, okay. Now you go to the level where you want to create the floor. Of course, I'm going to start with the ground floor. I'll use this pick line. I'll pick the exterior parts of the wall, just like that. Now I'll use my trim and extend to corner to trim and extend this, trim and extend this, trim and extend that, things like that. So I'll click OK. Then when you come to your 3D, you should be able to have a flow here. Now what has happened here is this flow has been created in the foundation. So when you come to the properties, you go to the levels, you will see that the level where we have created our flow is foundation. You click on this, you drop it down, you come to ground level. It will so be able to have our flow exactly where it is supposed to be. Now we need to create the same for the first level. This time we shall not need to recreate it from scratch. You simply come to architecture, you go to flow, architecture flow. It will automatically detect that we want to create this similar wall, flow. If you don't see it, you can just drop down. You see all kinds of floors or slabs, then you select the one you created. This time I'll pick line, but I'll pick the exterior, the interior lines of the house or of the wall. So I'll come to the trim, I'll extend this to that. I think basically that when I click OK, we should now have our floor or the slab inside the second level. Now you realize this house doesn't have stairs. So basically we're just trying to recreate this design. We have not thought so much about the functionality. So we are going to create another floor for this top part. That one we can do it at the roof level. I'm seeing now when you click on the roof level, you will not see anything here. That's basically because we have not set the base, the base underline base, which is the range, the base level. It is showing none when you come to the properties. So when I click here, I can say it should show for us the first level. We should be able to see what is in the first level from above. So that's how you can do that. Then I can simply come to flow, architecture flow. Then I'll pick lines and pick the interior lines again, just like that, I believe. Then I'll trim this part. You make sure there's no loop. If there's loop, it will disturb you. So when I click OK, now we have created floors from down all the way up. When I look at my ground floor, I believe we can still create a staircase here, since this is a storage building. It cannot really make any sense if we do it without a staircase. So we're going to use this space here to create a staircase. So you go to architecture, you come to stair, this stair here, you click on it. Then we have these options. There's a run, there's a landing, there's support, there's a street. So the options here are both the run and the street. So we can start from let's say here, and create something around here. Sorry about that. You can start again. You create something like this. When you reach somewhere you feel it's enough, you click. Then you come to the other side where you want to redraw the other end. You leave some space, you click, you start also dragging it up to where it stops like this. The moment it stops counting, that's where the stair can stop. So when I click OK, it will place for us a stair just here. Now I can simply bring it to the wall by going to modify. I'll come to align, I'll click on the wall, then this, let's first do it again, align this side of the wall and at this end of the stair. It will now take the stair to the wall. So this is where the stair is going, from up to down. So you can actually change this. You can decide to have more steps this side other than that side by simply uh, uh, not that. You can do that by simply coming to, after selecting it, you come to edit stairs, and then from here you can simply drag it like this. You bring it here. It will reduce that side and increase this side, because this side is going up, so it may not take a lot of space in the house. And this side is going up. What you see here is actually up. So yeah, you don't need to worry that it is entering inside the house here. So when I click OK, it should be able to place for me something. Now you can see the stairs inside the house there. However, what has happened is this stair cannot be accessed from the top level or the first floor. Let me just try and show you. I'm going to click on this slab which is in the roof level. I'll come to hide. I'll hide the element. Then I'll come to first level in the 3D. No, let me just unhide this from here. Then I'll go to 3D. I'll select it. Then I'll come to hide. I'll hide the element. Now you can see the stair is here, but this stair cannot be accessed because the slab has covered it. What we are going to do, you will select on the slab, and this slab is in the first level. You come to edit boundary. Then from here you go to the first level. You make sure you remove the stair from the slab. So you create for it a boundary. So I'll come and pick lines. I'll pick these sides these lines of the stair just like that. Then maybe this one here. So you come to your trim, I can just take that to that, this to this to that, then that to that. So when I click OK, now you see this the slab does not consume the stair. The stair is open. When you go to your 3D, you will now see that the stair has been properly opened. You can now come like this all the way from down up to up here without any problems. So now I can simply reset my height, and I think that is it for the stair. Now you know how to create a stair for your house. Now after doing this, I believe we can go to the roof. Let me see. Yeah, I think we can do the roof, so that we shall only be left with the facading. So let's do the roof now. Now to create the roof, you have to go to the roof level. You come to your floor plans in the property browser, you double click on the roof level. The roof level is here. Now we shall go to architecture. You come to roof. Roof is here. You drop down, you go to roof by footprint. So we're going to create a roof by footprint. And of course, the process of creating roof is also similar to that one of wall and the slab. You come to edit type, you go to duplicate, you can rename it to roof or something of your choice. Then you edit the structure. Here we have this structure. I'm going to have a thickness of just 16 millimeters. Then the category or the material, and create a new material. And then I'll just say this is a roof. Then I'll ignore graphics. In the appearance, I'll open asset browser. Then I'll search for roof. So it will give us all the roof materials that we need for our design. So here you, in the appearance library, you select the roofing. So you have all these types of roof materials that you can use. I'll just close my eyes and select any, and then we can go with that. But of course you can select anything you want. I'll go with that. I'll apply. Okay, okay, apply. Okay, now we can start drawing our roof. This roof, we're going to draw a hidden roof that should be lean to. That means it is sliding, or it is sloping on one side. So I'll come to pick lines. I'll pick this side, I'll pick this side, I'll pick this side and this side. So I'll come to trim. I'll trim here, I'll trim here. Now if we leave this roof like this, I want to leave it and show you what it is going to do. You see what it has created? It has created a roof on one side, which is a hipped roof. This is not a lean to roof. So hipped roof is not what we want to achieve. We want this roof to slide or to slope from here up to this side. So it is easy to achieve that. You just click on it, you say edit footprint, you come to your roof level. Now here I'll undo or uncheck this slope by removing this tick in the define slope. You do the same for this side, you do the same for this side. Then here you can just give the roof a pitch angle, let's say 6. So we only have a slope in one side. All these other sides, the slopes have been unchecked. So when I click OK, I come here, you see now the roof is sliding or sloping on one side. Back to roof level, we have created the roof halfway, so we need another roof to also slope this other side. We shall come back to roof, that's architectural roof. This time we already have the roof created, so we shall not edit type. So I'll simply come to pick line. So we can basically pick this side, we can pick that, this, then this. We can come to trim. We trim this to this, we trim this to that, and then I will remove the slope. We click here, we remove slope. You click here, you remove slope. You click here, you remove slope. Then here we give the slope 6 degrees. So that is it for the roof. You click OK. When you come here, you should have a roof like this. So there's a roof that is sloping this side, and then another roof sloping the other side. Now this roof basically needs what they call parapet wall to hide it, because when you see this design you can't see the roof. That means the roof has been hidden by these walls that look to be straight. These are basically parapet walls. So that's what we are going to do. So you can design that in, again, the roof level. So I'll simply click on wall. I'll select the wall. Now I can draw a wall from here, one wall like this, all the way down here. Then we can continue. You can draw parapet wall around the house or the roof like that, all round. Of course, we shall change their heights later. It's actually basically creating a new house up there. So I believe this one is going to end here, just like that. Now when you come to your 3D, you realize it has created another huge wall up. So I'll select all of them with the control. I keep selecting. Now you can just reduce the unconnected height, let's say to 1000 millimeters or 1 meter. You see there, the roofs have been hid. You cannot see any roof now. That is how you can hide the roof. That is how you can create what they call parapet wall. But now for the design, we shall be able to have the different levels later when we start facading our design. So what else do we need to achieve here? We have done the roof, we have done the parapet walls, we have done wall openings, we have created this curtain wall. I think what we need now is basically to create the facades, to start the facading. I think I can do, let's do the the steps. Let's do the steps. Maybe we shall stop with the steps. Yeah, let's do the front step here. We shall do a step around this door. How many of them are there? There's 1, 2, 3. We have 3 steps. So that's what we are going to achieve. So what we shall do, you come to steps are basically slabs or floors. So we shall just use the floor that we created to create this step. So I'll come to floor. I'll simply pick this rectangle. I can create let's say I'm going to create a step around here. That should be, let's first do that. I'll escape, and then I'll measure it later. Let's do, let's say 2 meters, just like that. Then of course this is ground zero, yes. So when I click OK, when you come to your 3D, you should have something like that. That is the first step. When you see here, that should be the first one. Then we're going to create the second one. We can simply copy this. Now we shall copy this by simply coming to this copy. There's this copy. So you click on it, you move. However, if you realize those people have some unique steps, so this one has to actually enter inside there. So I'll simply delete this. Then I'll come to architecture. I'll go to floor again. Then I'll pick line. Then I'll offset. So I'll give it an offset of around, let's say 200. Let me see what these ones have. I think 200 to 300 can work. Let's say 300. We're going to offset it at 300. So we shall offset here, we shall offset here, we shall offset here, and we shall basically bring it to 0 again and have this line that we can now connect here to here, here to there. And then we shall pick, okay, that works. So this side we need to give it a height offset from down. So since the other one is at ground 0, we shall give this to negative, let's say 150, and see what we have. Okay, so it has worked. So that is what we have down there. You see that? I think this one almost looks like that. Not so. Yeah. We shall continue with the second. You come to architecture, floor again, then I'll pick line, then we shall offset again 300, then we shall offset this third option, we bring it back to 0, then we pick that line, you come to trim, extend, trim and extend, something like that. Of course now the base offset or the height offset should this time now be negative 300 because it is going below the 150. So when I click that, when I come to the 3D, we shall have something like that. You see, that's how our step is, and that is basically how they have created their steps. See that, see that. So yeah, I think they have only 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is enough. These are enough steps for us to continue. Now from these steps, of course, we shall have another floor down here. That will be the real ground floor where people will move. The ground floor 0 can also have, because now a design depends on also the topography of the house. You might find the land is not flat. Sometimes the land needs some digging. So you realize the ground, the normal ground level is above the level where the house is sitting. So you can have your house at a different ground level. That's why people have steps to always come from the inside of the house to the real ground. That is the purpose of the steps. It means your ground is a little bit deeper than the normal ground floor. So we have now done the steps. I think you will need to now practice what we have done today, so that we meet again for facading. When we come back, we shall now start doing our facading full string, because we have done basically almost all the hard work. The rest is now really designing, like creating, showing your creativity. So yeah, this is what we have done so far, and I believe you have learned a lot in these projects. So I hope you subscribe to Lulua Tech Designs, because if you don't, you are going to miss something even better than this. So I'll hope that I'll see you again in the next part of this project. Thank you.